Hey guys, welcome back to another sports stuff video. Today, I want to talk about big trades that I think could happen this offseason. So again, I'm not making, the package. I'm not making like, let's just say, for example, Patrick Mahomes to the Jets for 10 first. We're not doing exact. We're doing who I think could be traded, why I think they could be traded, and the value I think they could be traded at. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into this video. Big trades that could happen this offseason. So at number one, I think Derek Carr is going to get traded this offseason. Derek Carr's past season had 67% completion percentage, 2,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Honestly, Derek Carr is having a very good year before injuries stacked. Not his injuries to himself, but injuries to his wide receivers, his running back, his defense, his offensive line. Like, the Saints were cooking the first 4 or 5 weeks offensively. The issue is just injuries got to him. He's a true game manager at quarterback. He definitely has a very good arm and deep ball accuracy, but he definitely likes to more diamond dunk his way down the field and take that one big shot of drive. For me, for Derek Carr, you bring in a starting quarterback for only 1 year guaranteed. That's something I think a lot of teams in the NFL are going to be interested in. This is his current contract, right? 2 years, 90 million. Only 10 million of it is left guaranteed. So you're bringing in Derek Carr for 1 year, $10 million basically. The cap hit is going to say 40, but you can always renegotiate that base salary down to like 15 or even 1. Like, you can do the vet minimum base salary, but then give him a $10 million signing bonus, and he's only on a cap number for 1.5 million for the year. But Derek Carr, 40 million cap hit with only 10 million guaranteed. That's restructurable. And again, you can then cut him after this season and save $50 million in cap space next year. So Derek Carr, my value for him is going to be a 3rd round pick. I think for what he's offered as a quarterback in the NFL, he's definitely worth a day 2 pick. I don't think he's worth a second, right? I don't think he's worth a 2nd round pick. I think a 3rd round pick, mid 3rd, is very good comp for him. And if the Saints could get a top 90, 96 pick for Derek Carr, I think they say yes, absolutely, thank you, and they'd move on from Derek Carr. So that's number one, is Derek Carr at a value of a 3rd round pick. Next, we have Geno Smith, another quarterback. Geno Smith this past year, 70% completion percentage, 4,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He had piss poor offensive line play. If you guys watch any Seahawks games, the run game couldn't get going, the passing game couldn't get going because Geno Smith is constantly being sacked. But for me, he's still a quality bridge option, right? He's in his early to mid 30s. Right now, he's having the best years of his career. They just fired the offensive coordinator, so maybe they could go a different scheme, and that scheme would not really allow for a Geno Smith type of player, right? Maybe they want more athletic, like a Will Howard or Jalen Milroe at quarterback. Geno Smith has some agility, but he's definitely more of that pocket passer. The Tom Brady kind of sit in the pocket and throw at a high completion percentage. Truly believe he's done in Seattle. If he does stay, I wouldn't be shocked though, but I think they're going to move on from him. They're going to trade him. And for me, I think that value is as well a 3rd round pick, a very good quality bridge starter who's still playing at an elite level. No guaranteed money as well, so he has no guaranteed salary on his contract. So you could trade for him. You trade a 3rd round pick. Let's say Geno Smith doesn't really play well, and let's say he I don't know. Let's say halfway through the season, he has 16 million left on his cap number. You could always cut him and save 16 million in the cap, but no guaranteed salary. I do see in a trade you would restructure both Geno and Derek Carr. It's like a 3-year, $38 million, $50 million contract, 20 million guaranteed. I do see a restructure happening. But if no restructure happens, he wants to be a free agent after the 1 year. It's only a $30 million cap hit. That's like not even top 15 in quarterback cap numbers in 2025. So Geno Smith is my number 2 option at big trades I could see happening. Next, we at wide receiver have Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel had 51 receptions, 670 yards, and 3 touchdowns. To me, the decline is starting to take effect, right? Deebo Samuel is not as explosive as he once was. The field vision isn't there anymore. He's slowed down. He has slowed down. He's not a true gadget guy anymore. But to me, I think he still has solid hands, right? I think he can still run a good amount of routes, have solid hands. But 51 receptions for 600 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's a lot of guys in the NFL that would love to have that type of number. He has had massive success in the West Coast offense with Kyle Shanahan, and the West Coast offense or variations of it is the biggest scheme in the NFL. So most teams would like to trade for Deebo Samuel. To me, his value is a 5th round pick. This is his current contract is 1 year, $2 million, no guaranteed salary. When he signed his big contract a few years ago, it was very front loaded, and they made a contract on purpose. They could cut him multiple years down the line with no cap implication. That's this year. This is the year with no cap implication. But I think Deebo Samuel, if you do cut him, he gets picked up immediately by another team to try and trade him for at least a 5th round pick and move on from this era of the 49ers. Get another wide receiver that can really help you. But Deebo Samuel, again, my value is a 5th round pick. I just don't see him being higher than a 5th round pick. He's declining. He's slowing down. The field vision's going away. But I think if you have him as a slot receiver who can do a couple of screen catches a game, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Next, we have Davante Adams. I see Davante Adams as good as gone. 85 receptions, 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns. To me, he's still an effective wide receiver 1. I can see a lot of teams a wide receiver away bidding on him, or a lot of teams that feel like they're wide receiver away from bidding on him. Rodgers, to me, is likely gone no matter what, whether it's a cut, whether it's a trade, or he retires. I think he will not be on the Jets next year. So for Davante Adams, there's no reason for him to be on the Jets, right? He only went to the Jets to play with Aaron Rodgers. So go somewhere to compete for a Super Bowl. And my value is a 2nd round pick, and that is not his contract. That is a copy of Deebo Samuel's contract. What is his contract? So this is Davante Adams' contract right here. So it's 2 years, $72 million, no guaranteed salary. So you could definitely rework this into a lower base salary and guarantee the contract. Like, let's say, hey, we'll sign you to a $20 million to then a $30 million. We'll guarantee 20 and we'll guarantee 10. Like, that's something I think, you lower your cap number. Instead of 36, it's 20-30, but it's more guaranteed money. That's something I think you'd easily do for Davante Adams. But Davante, again, I think he's still a true number 1 wide receiver. He runs every route in the route tree. He's still very effective with his hands. He can get open. Davante Adams is going to be traded, and he's going to be traded for a 2nd round pick. I don't think it's going to be a 1st, right? The Jets traded a 3rd. I think it was a 3rd that could turn into a 2nd, but it's going to be turned into a 3rd that they traded away for Davante Adams. But Davante Adams still showed he has it in the NFL, and they could have said, we're not going to trade you, right? You're playing for the team for the next 2 years. They could hold him hostage, and they don't have to trade him. So I think that he's going to make a little bit of a bidding war to where a team is going to have to offer them something better than they traded away for him. It's going to be a 2nd round pick, and I think Davante Adams is worth that 2nd round pick. Next, we have TJ Edwards, linebacker for the Bears. TJ Edwards has had 129 tackles, 1 interception, 12 TFLs, and 4 sacks this past year. He's still an all-around good linebacker. Nothing special, but nothing bad. There is a new head coach and DC coming in. Ben Johnson, and I believe they're saying Dennis Allen is going to be the new defensive coordinator. That's what's rumored. So that's going to be a big scheme change. He could become available. I see a wide market for him. Now with the Bears, they have a lot of linebackers, right? I believe they have Henry 2020. No, he's on the Texans. They have Jack Sanborn. I know that much. Noah Sewell. So they have a lot of linebackers that I actually really like. Jack Sanborn should have been starting the last year or two since his rookie season. Noah Sewell, I liked a lot coming out of college as well. But TJ Edwards, it's on the last year of his contract, no guaranteed money left. New head coach, new DC. Maybe they see a world where they can get a really good pick out of him. But 130 tackles, very pass rush heavy linebacker as well. Good in the backfield, good at box linebacker. I see a very wide market for him. My value is a 2nd round pick for TJ Edwards. And again, no guaranteed salary, only a $5.5 million cap hit. That is a linebacker that a lot of teams are going to be interested in. And if they can't get the linebacker in free agency they wanted, I can see TJ Edwards getting traded for a high pick. And everyone's like, whoa, how did the Bears turn TJ Edwards into a 2nd round pick? This is why. He's a great pass rusher, good run stopper, and active hands. That's what every defensive coordinator in the league wants. Next, we have Jonathan Allen from the Washington Commanders, D tackle from the Washington Commanders. He had 19 tackles, 3 sacks, 3 TFLs. He missed a massive portion of the season due to injury, and we saw Drazon Newton, who they just drafted this past season, really blossom and shine in his rookie season. They did sign Deron Payne also to a big contract. So Jonathan Allen, he's expendable now with all that money. You already have a D tackle being paid high money. You just drafted in the 2nd round high, the 2nd D tackle. You still have a bunch of dudes you've drafted and signed throughout the last 3 years that are still on that team. He could stay. I didn't see him getting calls and offers. And Jonathan Allen, before this season, I believe it was last year, was saying how much he hates being in Washington because they're always losing. So maybe that opinion has changed because they turn it around. But at the end of the day, it is a business. If you could save $17 million against the cap, you already drafted his replacement. He was injured all of this season, and you guys had a really good year. So he's not absolutely integral to what you want to do on the defensive side of the ball. You could easily get a really good high pick from him. No guaranteed money, only a $17 million cap hit. So again, the next team can restructure that, spread the money out, give him more guaranteed money, and you can get a 2nd round pick out of that. I think Jonathan Allen is absolutely worth a 2nd round pick. So you basically get your Drazon Newton pick back from trading away Jonathan Allen. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think Jonathan Allen is a good offense about getting traded somewhere else. Next, we have Max Crosby at a big trade name. Max Crosby had 45 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 17 TFLs. He is still a tier 1 pass rusher. I don't think there's many pass rushers that are better than Max Crosby. To me, it depends on who the new head coach is. You know, obviously you lost out on Ben Johnson. You lost out on Mike Vrabel. We'll see who they do end up hiring. But if that head coach isn't someone that Max Crosby wants, I see him asking for a trade. He has stated he wants to contend for a Super Bowl, and that's all he wants to do is he wants to start winning. Do we really think the Raiders are a Super Bowl caliber team for the next 3 years? No, they're not. They're in the same division with the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. They are not winning the Super Bowl in the next 3 years. So Max Crosby, if he really means what he's saying, and it's not just a money move to get more guaranteed money, he's gonna get traded. So he also has no guaranteed money left on his contract, right? It's 2 years, $42 million left on his contract with no guaranteed money. So I think this could be employed as, get a new contract extension, more guaranteed money. But if it does get traded, my value is at a first round pick plus more, right? I don't think it'll be a single pick that you get Max Crosby. It has to have to be a first round pick this year and multiple other picks or players to get Max Crosby. But yeah, again, to me, tier 1 pass rusher. I really want to see who the new head coach is for the Raiders when they eventually hire them. But whoever it is, that is who I'm gonna have to be like, okay, do I think this person can make them a 11-win team next year to where Max Crosby is happy? Probably not. So I do see Max Crosby being traded this season. Finally, we have Jair Alexander at corner. Jair Alexander this year had 16 tackles, 1 interception, and 7 pass deflections. What happened to the dude's knee, right? Like, this dude was healthy for like the first month of the year and then never played again. When healthy, he is a fringe Pro Bowler. I think, a lot of the seasons he's played at a Pro Bowl level, but just other guys have outshined him. Last 3 seasons have been injury riddled. 1 year he played like 4 games. Then he was somewhat healthy the second year, and this past year only played 4 or 5 games. Jair Alexander, when healthy, again, he is a very good player, fringe Pro Bowler. I think a team could get him for very cheap. Like, I think you can buy low on Jair Alexander, bet on him getting healthy, and he can come back and play cornerback number 1 for you. But I think the Packers, I think they realize they're a little further away from a Super Bowl than they expected, so they might offload some of their more expensive contracts and offload, guys who are just not performing well and not performing at all for your team. So you trade Jair Alexander, who is I value as a 3rd-round pick after the last 3 years. No guaranteed money left in his contract either. That is a 2-year, $37 million contract. No guaranteed money. So again, I do see a team signing a Jair to a new contract, giving him more guaranteed money to make him stay. But no guaranteed money, has been injury riddled, and the team, could just go younger at the position and less expensive and move that money around. I think Jair Alexander is a prime candidate to be traded this offseason. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, if you guys think of another person that you think could be traded that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell to be notified when I post next. Go to the link tree in the description below. I am posting on TikTok again, so follow me on TikTok, follow me on everything down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.